Hello everyone, welcome to application and web security class. In today class, I'm going to start with the third model. It is based on mapping of an application. In that, the first field is that enumerating content and functionality. What it means that I'm an application we check for which all contents are there in your website. Whenever an website is opened, we need to search for different items. Like we can check for the menus, we can identify the some flash messages are going on the website. There are some URLs are there. If we click on URL, that will move to some other website. Like that, we are going to browse each and every bit of an website. This is how the enumerating content means extracting each of the information which are stored in the website. Okay, so for that we have a tool. That tool will perform uh, extracting the data from the website, so that we can identify which all data are embedded in a particular website by making use of different form of data. Like it may be in form of forms, or it may be in the form of HTML, or it can be in the form of some multimedia messages. These all things we are going to find from the this mapping application. If we have the site map, then it is easy for the user to get which all content to be fetched one after the other. Okay, so in the first concept, the majority of the content and functionality can be identified via manual browsing. As I told, from the manual browsing, like where in the if I take an example of BLD website, if we click on that main page, then we have different departments are there, placement activities there. These all things we can directly visible to us. We can browse one by one. This is considered to be a manual browsing. So how we move from the navigation pages, and each function contain multiple pages, and we have some embedded links over there. We are going to check for all the data from the website. If the application contains a site map, this can provide a useful starting point. So, if any application that contains the site map, whenever you go to a particular location, if you are new to that location, if you have the map, that time you can easily identify that from where you have to start the visiting the places, and where you can complete the our journey, so that they can cover all the places like that. If we have the site map in the website, we can identify from here to we begin to search for the element, and which all fields are available in the website, we can get it. Okay, these all things that are already there in the manual browsing, or I can say simple browsing technique. This will keep track of all the data. But now we make use of an advanced technique rather than simple browsing, that will keep track of all the information which are embedded into the website. We start from the web spidering. The spidering nothing but extracting, or at same time spidering nothing but searching for the required item from the website. Okay, these tools work by requesting a web page. So whenever I give a web page as an input, it will go for parsing. Parsing means dividing the given data into tokens, or you can say that the meaningful unit. So if I given the website as an input for them, in that we're going to divide the main website into URLs, menus, forms, and embedded links. Like that, we're going to divide them into different fields that are nothing but tokens, or you can say semantic values. Then by using this, you can by using building on these basic functions, we can make use of an HTML high level of coverage of parsing HTML forms. Okay, we can parse the HTML forms because in the forms it contains different fields like name, email ID, and many informations are there that we can fetch the data from the user. This can enable them walk through the multi-stage functionality. and form based navigation. Like if I click on that menu button, okay, the menu contain few more items into it. Like if I taken the example of department, if I click on one department, again inside that we have 10 department. Then in each department again we are having multiple values, so we can access them one by one. Okay, some tools are also based on the client side. By using JavaScript, we can extract which all the data we are inputting from the client side. That also we can find. Okay, and we have one name called roboto.txt. In all the browsers nowadays, they are using roboto.txt as an file name that will make authentication to the system. So that will made the uh, enumerated tools cannot able to access some authenticated data from the website. It means that if we let the web spider should get all the data from the website, that time our main authenticated data can be accessed by those tools. In order to avoid them, we make use of a roboto.txt file in our browser while writing the code. So it will not allow the those tools to not to extract some authenticated data. Okay. Next, what are the limitation of web spidering? Web spidering, the limitations are unusual navigation mechanism. Like some menus are not defined earlier. They are to define at the time of execution and all. Such menus cannot be accessed by these applications. Okay. Then the links buried within the compiled client code objects such as Flash and Java applet. There are few contents are there that will be generated dynamically, and or you can say that flash values. Whenever we bring that cursor to the particular position on the website, that time only it will get appear. Such flash message will not be obtained from this web spidering by using certain tools. Okay, the multi-stage functionalities. Okay, so as I told, uh, as a form, it contains different authenticated data like use email ID, passwords. So that should not be accessed by the tool. In order to make them, in order to make your system is authenticated, you should not allow the tool, the web spidering tool to access those data. That time, what we are doing, we are not giving the browser will not give these data to the tools by making some encryption. Like the tool always uses a single response, like single string response, to identify whether data has been retrieved or not. But a developer design a website in such a way that even though tool want to access authenticated data, it will not obtain it. Why? Because the tool using single string return value, but while writing the code, developer made the changes is that it will not return a string value in single format. That time it's difficult for the tool to not to access those values. At the same time, URL, not to one URL contain multiple data. Like uh, the main agenda of the tool is that request or retrieve all the files from the website. If it is already accessed earlier, no need to access it once again. But during design of a website, what we are doing, sometimes I make use of two URL, both are having the same URL, but the content of them is different. In such case, the tool will not obtain the new data just stored in the same URL. Not to make it confusion, we are doing like that, so that our real data stored in the second URL of same type will not be accessed by the tool. uh, sometimes uh, uh, Sometimes URL we are using not actually URL what you are mentioning the website will not be contain any data, simply for making to make it confused for the spider we are adding it. Okay, and similarly authentication, like logout. Even though the browser will not don't the user don't want to log out from the session, the browser automatically get log out. Why? Because sometimes if web spider want to retrieve the data from the uh, website, if it by chance if it attacks to any sensitive data, that time the system get log out. System get log out from the session. Even the user don't want to log out, the system will get log out. It means that the browser is not safe and session break will be happened. Okay, in order to overcome this, what we have to do, for each and every page, whenever the user access the data, it will generate the new token. So web spider will not able to get that sensitive data. So based on the uh, each page visited token generated, we can make our browser is secure one. Then user directed spidering. Okay, it is one more new technique. uh, like earlier what we are doing manually, and we make use of some web spidering. uh, but now user directed spidering is nothing but we are using in between, like proxy and spiders. Proxy values will be taken care. This is the next tool where whenever the user walks through all the bits of an website, it will be keep track information in the proxy. Okay, so it will create a new sitemap, uh, so that it can make the track of all the data which are visited by the user. That is why the tools builds a map of the application incorporating all the URL visited by the user. The sitemap with the content and functionality, it also parses all the application responses in the same way as a normal application, aware spider and update the discovers. Like keep on tracking on each of the individual tasks, and will keep track of all the URL he visited. It will parse the data that what all information stored in each of the URL, and whenever the new data has been appeared, it updates its sitemap, so that by using proxy and responses, it will keep track of all the data visited by the user. Then user directed spidering, we have some benefits of this, like where the application uses unusual or complex mechanism for navigation. The user can follow these using browser in the normal way. Like sometimes we are using the menus, uh, embedded navigation, like one link and one menu contain another menu. I insert that we are having the URL. After clicking the URL, it will move to some other location. Like that we are having an embedded application. Uh, if we uh, if we having this directed spidering, it will keep track of all the URL. So whenever we want to get particular data, by using that proxy tool, we can access it, which all fields are copied. Then user control all data submitted to the application and ensure that data validation requirements are met. So whenever uh, the user can access this data stored in a proxy tool and compare with what is given as the initial requirement. If those two get match, that time we can say that all the requirements are fulfilled. Then user can log into the application in the usual way to ensure that authentication remains active throughout the mapping process. It means that if we go through the entire log which are stored in the proxy, and we can identify that uh, all the process which have been executed properly, like it is given in the requirement. So these are the requirement what we got and what were implemented, all are working continuously. By using that, you can identify. Okay, and some functionality like user.jsp, if you are deleted by during encounter, if you delete that file, at that time we can access back from the proxy server. Then last one, user directed spidering. Earlier we do by using normal spidering, we not able to get some authenticated data like this one I have given. These are only available in home folder. But now using this user directed spidering, you can able to get the private profile also. Like in this I have given. If I click on that, even I can able to get which are the header file, which data has created, which is server they are using, which is the file they are requesting for. All the information you can able to get by using directed spidering. Okay, in the next class I'm going to continue with the next bit. Till then, go through the video. Thank you.